Hello, Jason Heath, XPLANE11 here with another video. Today, I will be explaining the engine startup process for the 737-800 plane, and I will explain to you all the procedures and stuff that a pilot would do to be able to start the engines of this of the 737. So, very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to explain a few things. I'll try to explain it to you the best I can. Yep, I will try it. So the very first thing that a pilot does is there's this thing right here. This is a small little engine right here. This thing to these two holes right here. This right here is the auxiliary power unit, or APU. APU stands for auxiliary power unit, if I remember. So the very first thing I do is I go ahead and try to go start it, if I can. Oh, silly me. I have to have battery power. Okay, so battery will start. And a standby power on. This will able the turning on the hydraulics and turning on the APU bleed. So the APU bleed will allow, this is APU bleed right here. The APU bleed will able the plane, will make the plane be able to basically the bleed will send out power necessary, the power that the plane needs. And right now I'm waiting for the APU to start. Okay, APU is online now, waiting for 100. Okay, the APU is auxiliary power unit is online, and now that it is online, I can go ahead and go to ground power now. And now that the plane is on here, so N1 and N2, I believe N1 is like, these N1 and N2 are the speeds of like the compressor blades or something. It's hard to remember. But yeah, now that everything is ready now, I can go ahead and go start the these are the engine start levers right here. And now that the engines have now been started, I have an APU bus thing right now on. Got a dual bleed right now. Now that everything is ready, now I am now ready for the engine start with now ready for the engine start. Okay, N1, N2, things are going well with starting up engine number 1. Hopefully now engine number 2 will start. Okay, that's fuel flow has been completed. Now that engine will go on there, I will turn to cross speed maybe. Oh, I got a generator off bus thing right here. Okay. Now the engine number 2 can now be started now. Okay. Engine number 2 can now be started. Okay. Starting engine number 2 now. The engine is now, this started engine right here, which is indicating at least 20%. And 1 is now, the air turbine starter is now feeding it now. And now that the engines have successfully started, the plane no longer needs any more help from the APU. So usually once the APU did its purpose on helping the engines, once it helped it goes off. That's usually what a pilot does, it goes off. The APU is now starting down, is now being turned off. To say the least, it's now being powered off now because it no longer needs it's no longer needed. So now I'm just waiting for the APU to go down. I'm waiting for it to go down. Alright, APU has now been turned off. You should now that the engines have been started. That is basically it, I guess. But one more thing I also want to explain as well. So that's basically how you start the jet engines on a 737, I guess. So now that they're running now, and if I were to set down the engines, they would now, I guess they would just go back, they would just run out of, they would just basically fail out of power. They would just run out of power. But yeah, that's basically the engine startup sequence for the 737-800 plane. That's basically it. It's not too bad, and it's pretty easy to do, so hopefully you understood everything if you could, but if not, then I don't know. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye bye.